Hi everybody, Janet from String Theory here. I'm going to take a minute to just tell you the inspiration behind this pattern that I designed for the one of the boxes for the Winter 2022 tour. And the theme of that tour was the Americas. And my particular month was we went to Bronzeville, Chicago. So Bronzeville is a neighborhood in Chicago. It is a historically Black neighborhood, and it was where Blacks from the South were moving north, and they were moving into Chicago, and made some white people nervous. And so they passed a bunch of laws and restricted the area that the Blacks could live in. And so it ended up to be this area that they call Bronzeville, still called Bronzeville. And it was a thriving community. It was full of business and nightclubs and fabulous people and artists. Gwendolyn Brooks was there. The Marx Brothers were there. I think Louis Armstrong was there. All sorts of just amazingly creative, wonderful people. And because it was such a small area, that was densely populated, you might be in an apartment next to Gwendolyn Brooks or, any of these other famous people. So in studying this, I learned this history that I hadn't learned before, and I grew up in Chicago, so outside of Chicago, but still, you'd think that would have come up in history class. So I was so excited to learn this history and learn about the Great Migration. So that's what I called my pattern, in hopes that other people would be curious too and learn about it. The yarn that we used for this was hand dyed for us by Naima Bond. Her line or brand is called Sister Anansa Yarns, and she is a Chicago dyer, and she named this color, the really variegated color, Bronzeville. And she was thinking of all the there's a lot of murals, and there's one in particular that really was just these colors. It's on a base called Zebra DK, so it's like this black and white base, and then she puts the color on it. And the thing about her colors are there's a lot of color going on there, but when you look at it, it's not overwhelming, it's not busy. And then the blue color is called Cooler by the Lake. So if you have spent any time in Chicago, you know that the weather report goes a certain temperature, and then it's cooler by the lake because of the breeze or the wind. We are the Windy City, right? So those are the two colors that we came up with, and I just played with them. I liked them in stockinette. I liked it in garter stitch. I liked it striped, and then just big swaths of solid. The way the pattern's designed, both ends are pretty much the same. So you do it with the blue background with the Bronzeville stripes, and then on the other end you do the Bronzeville background with the Cooler by the Lake stripes. And then I made tassels because I love a scarf with tassels. Just the weight of it makes it easier to wear. And the tassels, I was running low on yarn, so I went through my stash and I found all sorts of colors that are in here, as well as the Zebra DK. You can see, maybe you can see. So I just combined them all for it. And then the way this turns out is you have, it's like an arrow, I guess. So on one end, oops, it's long. On one end, you have the triangle part of it. I don't have words right now. And at the other end, you have the point. So moving in direction, the Great Migration, and hoping that that anti-racism also moves forward. And because these things never go quite in a straight line, I did put the row of increases off center. Everything's just a little off kilter. So that's the story behind the Great Migration scarf. I hope you enjoy making it as much as I did designing it.